Welcome to the Sex, Money, and Real Estate Podcast, the show for real estate couples about how to close more deals in the bedroom. My name is Nancy Jameson.
And I'm Bill Jameson.
And each week we deep dive into juicy, intentional, sexy conversations, sharing with you what it takes to create balance in your intimate relationships and your real estate business. Thank you so much for being here.
What's up, baby?
How are you?
I'm excited.
I can see that. That's fantastic. What are you so excited about?
I'll share that in magic in just a minute.
Okay.
I cannot tell that right now.
Okay.
I just want you to know that I'm excited.
Okay. Excellent. Love it.
What's going on with you today?
I am definitely ready to rock and roll for sure. So happy to jump right in.
Nice. Okay. So let's jump right in. Let's see here. Before we get started though, babe.
Okay. Yes.
Before we jump right in, let's just make sure that everybody knows that they're in the right place.
Okay.
So I'm Bill.
I'm Nancy.
And this is Sex, Money, and the Sex, Money, and Real Estate Podcast.
Yes, for sure.
So we're the show that gives realtors permission to believe the successful balance of their intimate relationship and business is not only possible, it's the J.A.M.
Mm-hmm.
So
and what do we mean by the J.A.M?
We mean that when you're in your intimate relationships and your business relationships, that you are experiencing joy and abundance and maturity across all levels.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
So, and that relationship begins with you.
For shizzle,
yes.
manizzle, it begins with you. And that's the thing. That's the rub right there. So
is it a rub?
It's awesome. So we're obviously agents and coaches, and we're in the trenches with you. We're on the journey, and this for us is a very intentional way for us to share our stories and our resources and our experiences and our tools, and really for other mega agent couples to increase their emotional and financial peace as well. So we appreciate you spending your time with us. Your time is so incredibly valuable. And we just really appreciate you spending it with us for these, 20, 30 minutes. So thank you so much for being here.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
We do want to remind you to definitely subscribe to the podcast or leave a 5-star review. Share it with a realtor that you know that needs to hear this. And then, of course, send us your referrals. We're in Atlanta. We have a lean and mean and super intentionally driven real estate machine. And we would love to service your clients at a super high level. Obviously, the same way in which we treat our clients. So connect with us, DM with us, Instagram, Facebook, sexmoneyrealestate@gmail.com. And, of course, just Google us. We're out there.
We are out there.
Oh, man, Google knows where we are.
Yes.
So we appreciate all of those things too.
Cool. So all that being said, let's talk about magic real quick.
Yes, you mentioned magic at the top of the show. So what is magic?
Magic is our ability or my ability to influence self, others, and life in an empowering way.
Yes.
And
awesome.
I am feeling magical today because we're actually here on the mic at this point.
Cool.
It's taken a little bit longer to get here than I thought it was going to take to get here today.
Yeah.
And, there's been a few snafus, Rex, he twisted his ankle today pretty good and both wrists as he went down. Mm-hmm. So, we had that and, some people have come and gone from the house and here we are. And it feels like it's taken an entire day just to get here. And yet I'm grateful to be here.
Mm-hmm. And we've influenced ourselves and influenced life to obviously keep the space and to keep the agreement to get on the mic and to share and talk about that, because that's all part of it. Like that's what we do is we flow in the face of circumstances. Yep. And we talk about how do you remain in peace and how do you remain in joy and how do you still remain in that abundant mindset, because it's very quick and easy to get into that scarcity mindset. Like, oh my gosh, I'm running out of time, or I'm and I hear you, I caught myself as well, just like going, wow, where's the day gone? And yet this is us practicing in real time and expressing magic to you about how we were able to influence ourselves to move through that that thought and then hop on anyway. So,
Thank you. Plenty of circumstances, and yet here we are.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome.
Yes.
So what do you want to share about today's podcast, babe?
Well, can I share my magic first?
You have magic?
Come on.
I know you got all the magic.
I mean, geez.
I know.
So my magic is that I've influenced myself to do a yoga video the other day. I love this gentleman. He's out in Los Angeles. His name is Travis Elliott, and we found him during COVID last year. And so, I follow him. I like doing his yoga, and we like doing his yoga.
Mm-hmm.
And so he has this new one that came up out of nowhere. I'm like, what is this? And it's 72 sun salutations. And so if you are a yogi, or if you've never heard of it, however, you know what a sun salutation is, you know that it's a number of moves. There's a number of poses within this one sequence. So it's probably 7 or 8 different yoga positions in this one sequence. And it's a very specific sequence. And essentially it's connecting all of the dots and just, being in gratitude and very intentional in that salutation the whole time that you're in that flow. And so Travis did it 72 times. And so 72 times equaled 37 minutes. So it was literally doing this one flow of yoga 72 times for the 37 minutes. And so I was like, this is okay. This is cool. This is me staying present. This is me surrendering to what could creep in and look at like boredom. It could, this conversation of like, oh my gosh, what if I mess up? Or what if I forget one of the moves? And, all of that stuff happened. And it was really beautiful because it allowed me, again, to stay very present. So I appreciate the practice of that. And man, let me tell you something. I was sweating and my hamstrings are hurting today. Ooh. And I'm just really grateful to myself to try something new and to go for it and get out of my comfort zone. And, I love yoga, and it was just a really great way for me to have some fun.
Nice.
So, all of those things. So all of that.
And then what's your favorite number?
72. Yeah. I mean, that's my number. Like that's my number. It's always been my number. And it's just, so of course, when I saw that, I was like, oh, what's this? So yeah.
Awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Yeah. So to answer your question before,
yes.
So the meat of the podcast is all things about, really, we talk about money a lot, and it's being in relationship with your money. And so this particular episode are 3 things that we feel you should spend your money on. And it may be things that you thought of, and it may be a little unusual. But in essence, how this came about is that we were on vacation a couple weeks ago in Charleston, and we stay at my Uncle Frog's house. And it's just this beautiful low country spread. And we have an amazing time when we go there. And, we talk about investments and real estate and different financial ideas and flipping houses. And, and he was sharing with us about how he had read this article, and it was all around just this wonderful summary of really what it is that we were talking about today. And I'm like, oh my gosh, we need to talk about this on the podcast, because this is a really great way to increase your relationship to money. So,
yes, I love that.
This is all about the abundance. This is all about increasing your joy around money instead of it being such this, painful, gritty experience, or your maturity around money. And it's perfect. So this whole thing is definitely 3 things that we think that you should spend your money on. And, not that we necessarily enjoy shoulding all over ourselves. However,
right. but this is a should, and it is a should with a capital S.
Yeah, it's definitely recommendations for sure.
And the thing is about all this, Nance, is that you do not have to spend like a lot of money on this.
Right.
Right. It does not have to cost a lot of money. It doesn't have to take, a lot of your time. Yet when you do these things, then you are literally depositing into yourself, just like a bank.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Awesome.
So what are these things?
So the 3 things are investment, experiences, and your health.
Okay.
So those 3 things. So an investment when we talk about investment, we talk about investing into yourself or investing or making investments financially. So when we talk about yourself, we're saying learning new skills, exercising, eating healthy, resting, self-care practices.
I like those self-care practices. I see a couple here.
Yeah.
Naps.
Yeah.
Meditation. Quiet time. Hanging out with Nancy and the boys and reading. Those are definitely my things. That's my jam.
Well, also, I mean, you get a huge hit off of or deposit in yourself when you stick to your schedule 80% of the time.
Oh,
I
yes.
know that that's definitely a goal of yours, is to stick to your schedule, because, all things flow from the schedule. If it's not on the schedule, it doesn't exist. Like all of those things are rolled in together. And again, by you investing in the time that you take to time block your schedule, and then you adhere to your schedule, clearly that's, a win-win for everybody.
Yeah,
So
it's definitely a deep deposit, like you said.
Yep. And then financial investments, I think, are pretty self-explanatory.
Right.
However, how we think of financial investments is we think of what are we creating, what are we conserving, and what are we compounding. So not only are we really great at creating, yet we've also nurtured and nourished and fostered the habits of conserving, i.e. savings, and then compounding. So like educating ourselves and learning and, just different ways to compound money, and, different investment vehicles to compound money, and like all of the things associated with those financial investments. So it's multiplying our financial wealth. It's learning and educating around the principles of money. And then ultimately it's increasing your relationship with money that way, which clearly increases your financial wealth, like literally the money that you have. So that's what we love about that. So that's the investment in you and your money.
So then let's talk about experiences.
Yes.
So, there's a few years ago, it was, I don't know how many years ago, it was probably 3 or 4, I think about 4 years ago. We let the boys know that, when Christmas, came around that time of year, that they would no longer be receiving material gifts from us.
Right. Yeah.
The other parts of the family can go for it, have a great time, make their requests. Maybe Santa will drop a few things down the chimney, and however that works out, right? But, you and I, first of all, the boys are like the only grandchildren.
Right.
So there's an abundance anyway for them. And,
yes.
And then the other thing is that we realized was that, this stuff, the stuff gets used for a few days, or even if it's a few months, but it doesn't last forever. There's a few memories with, the Lego set you received on, or whatever, but it doesn't last. Right. And so we made the very conscious decision after, a conversation to roll their gifts into what experiences. And for us, those experiences look like travel, really, and especially travel around Christmas time. Just before or just after typically is when we've done some of our bigger trips, some of the international trips, a cruise. And there's one Christmas, that was, that I will always live on, where, we had Christmas Day here, I believe. I'm trying to remember. We had Christmas Day here. I think that we packed up that night and drove down to Florida and camped out on the beach. Right? Yeah, and that was our Christmas and we saw Star Wars and played on the beach it was Christmas Day that we rolled down there. I think
it was the day after Christmas.
Yeah,
but nevertheless, we were there for a week. We were camping on the beach and heard the ocean
all night long from our tent, and it was amazing, totally amazing.
Yeah, the stars were beautiful.
And again, something that they're really never going to forget. And and I feel like, at least for me, it warms my heart to do the experiences more for them than the stuff.
Yeah,
for sure.
Absolutely. And they appreciate it. So they appreciate it.
Yep. And they're they're a little bit more mature and a little more well-rounded, and all the things that go with traveling.
Yeah. Expanding the boundaries.
Yeah. Seeing how others live in different countries and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah. And so with the travel and the exploration come new foods.
Right.
Come new traditions, new customs, new cultures, new all of the things. I mean, that's new music. I mean, that was really huge too. And then as far as, I mean, we're a household of foodies anyway, and so we love cooking. So we'll cook whatever, we'll replicate whatever. And I mean, we made this delicious homemade pasta meal for you for your birthday, and I mean, it's like those experiences that galvanize us as a family. One of my most favorite exploration activities was the axe throwing.
Axe throwing was great.
Where we did axe throwing as a family, or putt. We have really cool putt courses here, or I mean, there's all kinds of things.
So, when you're looking for experiences, I mean, obviously, you can scroll YouTube for new ideas. You can learn how to dance. You can learn a new skill for yourself.
Which is free.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, we talked about, there's always travel, exploration, like you said, new foods,
all different kinds of activities.
Yeah.
In whatever city.
Yeah. Painting.
There's this new thing that's called a smash room.
What is that?
It's where you literally go in the room and you're all goggled up, but you smash things. So like you smash a TV, or you smash a stack of plates, or you sledgehammer stuff, and it's just a way for you to really facilitate getting anger out, or just go nuts, because
I have never heard of such a thing.
You can't play ball in the house, and and it just lets all
that sounds fantastic.
I know. Tell me about it. It's
okay.
let's go.
All right. Interesting.
Yes, I would. I mean, I know I want to try it.
Like we talked about, getting into nature. I mean, and and you don't have to be hiking, camping, fishing. One of our things that we have done is geocaching.
Yeah.
Those treasure hunts that you can do. And you don't have to be like this super experienced hiking person to go find a trail and go for a walk. Get into nature, do something different, get out of your comfort zone and do something different.
Yep.
What about, there's another one, empowering conversations with family and friends and clients.
where you meet up. Yeah, where you meet up and you have, tea, coffee, breakfast, lunch, one-to-ones, where it's just conversation.
Yeah.
I mean, you can combine a couple of these and get into conversation with somebody while you're walking on a path or something.
Right. That's
but
awesome.
It's just a really, what an experience to genuinely connect with someone, whether it's obviously your partner, or your kids, do one-on-one dates with your kids, or any other connections. I mean, I think that's one of the things that we're really starting to see now as a result of COVID, is the lack of connection associated with everybody now. I mean, we're masked up, and it's a separation of space, and, we're not supposed to necessarily hug each other or kiss each other, or all of this, there's just a lot of separation right now. And having a conversation with someone is a beautiful way of creating that connection and really getting into the space of another person. And it's a beautiful experience.
Yeah. Zoom has replaced those in-person meetings and the screen in general.
Yeah.
I mean, we see so much of, a couple, you and I will go on date night and we'll see another couple hanging out, and they're sitting next to each other, but they're on their phones and they're separated, and so again, just being really, really intentional about those touch points with others, because they're so important. They're so important.
Yeah. Beautiful.
And then, lastly, I'll just leave it on this. Again, it'd be easy to say, well, I can't afford a trip to Hawaii or whatever. And that's really not what we're saying at all. We're saying there are lots of things to do, getting into nature, hanging out, going for walks, all kinds of stuff to get out of your normal routine that will put deposits into yourself and help you to invest in yourself. And if you're looking for an event around town, something different to do, Facebook always has free or nearly free stuff on there.
Airbnb does stuff too.
Airbnb does stuff. We did that photo shoot
Airbnb
for like
experiences.
cheap
Yeah.
through Airbnb.
Mm-hmm.
The Meetup is always a great place, and then Eventbrite always has some stuff too.
Yep.
So check it out.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. And then what's the last thing, Nance?
So your health. I mean, really, if you think about it, if you don't have your health, then
yeah, there is nothing else, right?
I mean, you talk about something that puts your whole life in perspective is how you're feeling, like whether it's emotionally, physically, spiritually, mentally, or socially. Like, again, I mean, yes, your health is everything. So what are the things that that you can invest in yourself or spend money on that will increase your health? And that's really the question. You know, that's the question that I ask myself. That's the question that we ask each other. That's the question we ask our coaching clients is, how can I increase my health in these 5 areas? And so again, it's mental, spiritual, emotional, physical, and social.
Right. Mm-hmm. Awesome. So
just remember that the first 4 letters of health is heal.
There you go. That's great.
Know? And so
yeah.
It's all about the increase of your health, the longevity of your health, the how great.
Yeah. And again, you know, it doesn't have to be, it's not rocket science, guys. You know, take a mental health day. Mm-hmm. Take a half day, take an hour, take a minute.
Yeah. I just said to you, like, I am clearing my schedule on Friday afternoon and I'm just going to play. Or,
yes.
You know, go to the pool.
Yep.
Or something. So
yeah. Spiritual, find whatever it is that you find spiritual for yourself. And if that's just taking 5 minutes to close your eyes and be with your thoughts, do that.
Mm-hmm. Praying. Yeah. Could be gardening.
Yeah. Emotional. Mm-hmm. You know, there's so many things you can do, but one of the simplest things you could do is, you know, put on a comedy channel and laugh for a little while. Right? Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. We love doing that.
Physical. Hey, we've talked about it again and again. Go for a walk, get in your body, go for a run, do the things that you love to do that, you know, may make you perspire a little bit, you know, help you detox a little bit.
Yep.
And then social, you know, again, connecting with others and being in others' company and having those deep, meaningful connections and laying off the social media. Maybe doing a social media cleanse.
Sure. Actually, you know, call someone.
Right.
On the phone and have a conversation or give a hug. You know, go hug your.
You don't say.
Hug your peeps.
Yes.
Well, you know, I mean, there's that scientific evidence around hugging.
There is, for sure. 12 hugs.
Yeah.
12 hugs a day heal.
Yep. You're healing.
Awesome. So again, you know, just circling back, these are the 3 things that we really believe. And we love hearing that article. And I don't even know where Uncle Frog got it all from, or where he got that.
Well, it was I'm not sure either. And it was a great conversation for sure.
So, again, investing in yourself financially.
Or yourself, right? Just investments as
investing in experiences and experiencing and investing in your health.
Yeah.
Those 3 things will change you and possibly change the world.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So again, what we love about this whole concept is this is a great way to increase your relationship around money. And we definitely want to hear from you and what your thoughts are on this. What part about this resonated with you? Maybe something is totally off base for you. And either way, you know, we want to hear about it because it's really important to have the space to have the conversation so that, again, we get to connect with you guys as much as you guys get to connect with us as well. So, And then lastly, what action step can you take today that'll actually move you closer to improving your relationship with money, whether it's investing in your health or investing in your experiences or investing in yourself and the finances. So we want to hear.
Awesome.
Let us know.
Comments, feedback. It's awesome. It's all good.
Yes.
All right. Absolutely. And lastly, if this episode does resonate with you in one way or another, please share it with a friend.
Yep.
For sure.
Awesome.
So that's what we got. Love goes out.
Yes.
And we'll see you on the flip side.
Awesome. Bye.
Bye.
Wow, what a show. Thank you so much for listening. If you're inspired, we ask that you share the podcast with one person and subscribe and follow our show. I'm Nancy Jameson.
And I'm Bill Jameson.
And remember, it's a great life.
Woo!
Quick note about the Sex, Money, and Real Estate podcast. We are not doctors or licensed therapists. We are a joyous, abundant, and mature couple passionately sharing our story of growth around sex, money, and real estate. Our thoughts, opinions, and beliefs are our own, so please consult your doctor, healthcare provider, or your broker regarding any questions or issues you have related to your physical or mental health or specific state laws regarding your real estate business.